Happy Monday, Bears fans. Harrison Graham here with another episode of Chicago Bears Now. And coming up on today's show, we're going to hand out some Bears free agency grades for so far moves that have happened up to this point in free agency. Bears have still almost around $40 million in cap space, so more moves should be coming. But thought it was a good time to kind of take a break and hand out some grades for the moves they have made up to this point. With that being said, what has been your favorite signing so far? Who has been your favorite signing so far? We'll, of course, hit all the moves that have happened up to this place on today's show, but let me know what has been your favorite signing for the Bears up to this point. Now, real quickly, I want to hit the re-signings for Chicago. We've talked about Khari Blasingame a bit on a 2-year deal. They also tendered several players. Josh Blackwell back in the fold at cornerback. Andrew Brown as well. Dieter Eiselen back, and then long snapper Patrick Scales re-signed also. So 5 players back, none of them huge names. Blasingame at fullback gets a good deal. Like to see him back on a 2-year deal. Obviously, the trade that went down for the number 1 pick, I do want to include it because DJ Moore at receiver does fill a need, and they likely would have targeted a receiver in free agency had they not traded for him. So obviously, the trade details are as follows. Bears get a first and second the next 2 years, this year and next year, and then DJ Moore for the number 1 overall pick. And my first grade of the day, I think I would give the DJ Moore trade an A because you've got 4 draft picks for moving down from 1 to 9. You get DJ Moore, and there's been a lot of chatter that Ryan Poles actually considered a trade with the Texans and then potentially could have traded down with Carolina from 2 to 9, but the risk there is, would he have gotten DJ Moore? He wasn't sure, so he decided to pull the trigger. I think that's a smart process. If DJ Moore was an icebreaker for you to get that deal done, I think it's a trade well executed, and it gets Justin Fields his number 1 wide receiver. Before we get to some grades for the newest members of the Chicago Bears, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to bring you the best content possible when it comes to the Bears here on YouTube. 100% free, closing in on 64,000 subs. Would love to get to 70,000 by the draft. We'll see if we can do it. Hit that sub button, support the movement. We'll keep bringing out videos every single day, and plus I plan on doing a second video later this afternoon. All right, let's hand out some grades here. TJ Edwards, which pretty much kicked off NFL free agency as a whole, not just for the Bears. I'm going to give this an A signing because I think the value is just really good, and he's going to be an instant starter and plug-and-play guy for this Bears defense. Edwards gets a 3-year, $19.5 million deal. I think the contract has to factor in heavily when you hand out grades here, and I think it's a great deal. You get 3 years of team control, only $12 million guaranteed for a high-caliber starting linebacker. I am a big fan of this one. We'll kind of compare him with Tremaine Edmunds here in a second, but that's the next player grade I want to hand out here. I'll go B+ here, and that's not to say that Edwards is a better player than Edmunds. Again, I think you have to factor in the contract. Edmunds obviously gets the bigger deal. This is kind of big, the big splash for Chicago so far. 4 years, $72 million with $50 million guaranteed. I think he's a better player than TJ Edwards, but the value of the Edwards signing I like more, so that's why I gave that one an A. I give this one a B+. I still think it's a good deal. He's 24 years old, and he's an ascending player. Now you compare these two guys. These were 2 of the top 6 linebackers according to PFF's grading system. I'm not saying they're for sure 2 of the best off-ball guys in the NFL, but I think they're really good players. Edwards graded out really nicely, had 159 tackles, pretty much 80+ in every category. Edmunds didn't grade as highly as a run defender, but Buffalo used him as a coverage linebacker a lot, which the Bears will probably do as well. 88.1 in coverage. I mean, he's got DB skills. He was excellent in that regard. Kind of thunder and lightning here at that linebacker position, so I like that quite a bit. Now, the question is going to be, who plays middle linebacker, who plays will linebacker? Initially, I had Edwards at middle and Edmunds at will because we've been told throughout this regime that that will linebacker spot is the most important one at linebacker. So I figured, okay, the bigger contract, Edmunds has played mostly middle, but he'll play will for this defense. But some chatter recently is that actually may not be the case. They may have Edwards play the will and keep Edmunds at middle. That way he can be more versatile, drop into coverage, play the run if you need him to with that length and size. So we'll see. For now, this is how I had the depth chart, but they'll work out the kinks and decide who plays middle and who plays will. Now, who do you guys think will play that middle linebacker position? I got Tremaine Edmunds in there right now. Type TJ for TJ Edwards. Type TE for Tremaine Edmunds. Let us know down in the comments section below who you think will play middle linebacker. All right, let's go to the offensive line here. Nate Davis, I'm handing out a B grade for this one. I think it was a slight overpay, 3 years and $30 million, but he's a starting caliber offensive guard. He's coming off probably the best year of his career as a pass blocker. I like that because you need to protect Justin Fields. It's a good signing. Remember, a B is good. But a decent commitment here, committing almost $20 million to him on this offensive line, and he's had some injury concerns in the past. So B signing, you need to protect your quarterback, but I'm not going to go A because I do think it's a bit of a steep price to pay considering you saw Isaac Seumalo get 3 years and $24 million with Pittsburgh. They're in the same tier of player, and he's had less injuries, so certainly something to consider there. Today's show is sponsored by Athletic Greens. You can get started at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I started taking AG1 by Athletic Greens a couple of months ago, and I've never felt better. It helped me get through the end of football season. It's helped me get through last week, the rush of NFL free agency. Just gives you that extra energy that you need to start your day off right. Not only is AG1 helping me get into good habits, I'm already seeing better digestion as well. I really wanted to improve my gut health in the year of 2023, and Athletic Greens is helping me do that. Covering my nutritional basis for the day could not be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. All you got to do is mix a small scoop of AG1, mix it with water like you guys saw in the video a moment ago, and drink it first thing in the morning. Boom, done, that easy. I also love that it costs less than $3 per day. Pretty good deal if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients, a true win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That is athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Use our link to get the free vitamin D and travel packs with your purchase. You're going to be feeling much better with AG1. Check the link and the comments for the link below. Keep it rolling here. DeMarcus Walker, I'll go B- here. Again, it's in the I like it category. I'm not in love with it, but again, B or higher is a good grade. 3 years, $21 million, $16 million guaranteed. 3-year commitment, it's a bit steep for a guy who just broke out in year 6. I mean, is that a 1-year anomaly? Who knows? He had a career-high 7 sacks last year. Now, I like a couple of things here. 1, he is coming off the best year of his career. 2, he is a versatile player that can play edge for you. He can play 3-tech if you need him to. What I won't love is if DeMarcus Walker, as you look at this depth chart here, is just forced as the full-time 3-tech and you're expecting him to be elite there. I would not love that. I don't think that'll be the case. I think they'll fill that need in the draft. But he's been more of a heavy rotation guy in his career, not a full-time starter, and especially not a full-time starter as a 3-tech. So keep that in mind. This defensive line still has a long way to go. I like the signing. I don't love the signing. Travis Homer, C+. Kind of a tricky one here because obviously the Bears have Khalil Herbert and they added Deontay Foreman, who we'll talk about in a second. It's just, do you need to give a scat back a 2-year deal, $4.5 million? I mean, it's not a steep price to pay or anything, but in 4 years, 49 games played in his career, this is what he's done. I mean, he's really just a special teams guy who can, occasionally come in on a 3rd down, a clear passing down, something like that. Now, maybe the Bears think he can be more than what he's been in the past, but he's clearly your 3rd running back. Do you need to give your 3rd running back a 2-year deal, especially with how loaded this draft is at the running back position? Again, I don't mind the signing. I think he's better than Tremaine Edmunds, and if he is, that's certainly an upgraded RB3, so I'm cool with it. I'm not going to, freak out over a 2-year, $4.5 million deal. It's not going to make or break free agency. It's just not a deal that I'm just fawning over, right? There's other contracts here and other players that I think will be more impactful. Let's go PJ Walker back in the A category, A- here. Not because he's an elite quarterback by any means, but I think it's a clear upgrade from Trevor Siemian, who got cut. I do like the 2-year deal here, $5 million, because it's cheap, team affordable for a backup quarterback who's mobile and is a natural backup fit to Justin Fields. I think that makes a lot of sense. Low-risk signing with the contract here, and you need your backup quarterback to do similar things to your starter, in my opinion, and P.J. Walker can do that. He can move around. He can keep plays alive. He's got rapport with DJ Moore and Deontay Foreman, who are coming in here as former Panthers, so he can help that quarterback room with Justin, be like, hey, DJ likes doing this, he likes doing that. I like that quite a bit. So cheap, affordable. He's had success, great story, and he's someone who's still hungry to improve. So I'm a big fan of this signing. Do you like the P.J. Walker signing? Clearly I do. Type L for like or D for dislike. Let me know your thoughts on the backup QB in Chicago. Let's go to Andrew Billings now. One of my favorite signings here. I think the value is terrific. 1 year, $3.5 million. He can fill that one-tech role. Started 14 games for the Raiders last year. Played really well. One of the best years, if not the best year of his career. He's a bowling ball bully. He'll get nasty in there. Angela Blackson, we'll see ya. Andrew Billings come in here and help fill that void. Again, need more on the defensive line, but 1 year, $3.5 million for a good run stuffer. Yeah, I'm a fan of that move. I'm a real big fan of this one. Robert Tonyan. Grew up a Bears fan, had a signed Brian Urlacher jersey as a kid. You get him over from Green Bay, a place that he's used to winning. He can bring some of that pedigree to Chicago, and I like it quite a bit. Now, it was reported $2.65 million. We're still looking to confirm that contract for Tonyan, but if it's less than $3 million, I think that's fantastic. High-level tight end, too, in my opinion. And he's been a starter for the most part in Green Bay. I mean, you look at that 2020 year. I mean, he was one of the best red zone players in the NFL with 11 touchdowns. Had some injury problems in 21, but last year played all 17. Didn't find the end zone a ton, but still over 50 catches. And you're getting this type of production to come here and be your tight end, too, behind Cole Kmet for less than $3 million. Yeah, I'm a fan of that move quite a bit. I think it's another weapon, another safety valve for Justin Fields. And I also love this one. D'Onta Foreman, A+ as well. You're getting a starting caliber NFL running back for $3 million to come in here and pair with Khalil Herbert. D'Onta Foreman, I don't think people realize how good of a year he had last year. He rushed for over 900 yards, 4.5 yards per carry behind a not great offensive line and 5 touchdowns. When the Bears lost David Montgomery for $6 million per year, 3 years, $18 million, I was like, golly, D'Onta Foreman could do a lot of similar things. He's a bruiser. He's physical. He ran a 4.46 at the combine back when a few years ago. I'm not saying he's a 4.4 guy currently, but he's faster than people give him credit for. He can break tackles. He hits the hole hard. And I love his attitude. He told reporters, hey, I came here to be the guy. Now, obviously, he's going to have to compete with Khalil Herbert. I think Herbert will get those first chance at being this team's starting running back. But both these guys are going to play a lot. I like it quite a bit. Foreman and Herbert, I think, is a really good pairing. And I'm not really sure you took a major hit at running back by losing Montgomery and adding Foreman. I really don't. And I love David Montgomery. But D'Onta Foreman can play, and you got him for clear backup running back money, and there's a chance he starts. He'll definitely get a lot of touches. All right, who is RB1? I'll still say Khalil Herbert for now. It's his until proven otherwise. KH for Khalil Herbert, DF for D'Onta Foreman. Love the pairing. Going to be fun times in the Chicago Bears backfield. My overall grade up to this point for the Chicago Bears, I'll go B+. A lot of good value signings for Chicago. Now, you still have some needs, but again, you can't fill every need in one offseason, and you still are probably going to fill some of those a little bit with almost $40 million in cap space. I would have liked to sign Caleb McGarry at the price tag he got for Atlanta. I would have liked to get one of those 3-tech defensive tackles, but you got a lot of pieces that will help right away and will help in the future. I think Ryan Poles is playing this smart. He's not breaking the bank with too many deals that could go poorly. The one big one he handed out was to Tremaine Edmunds, and he's 24 years old. So B+ for me. I think it's a very solid free agency period so far. All right, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later today with another video here on Chicago Bears Now. Don't miss it. The way you don't miss it is by turning on those notifications. I'm Harrison Graham, and for now, bear down.